Solinger. In a secluded part of the mill, you've managed to get most away into progress on what you're working on. You can hear the sound of the grunting wood and the ropes of the water mill. Tucked away here in the corner, no one should be able to see you doing what you're doing, but as you're in the process, you overhear, you realize you catch the hint of a voice. Just the periphery of your senses. You realize somebody's talking nearby. It's coming from, it's the level beneath you and towards one of the corners.
Sal grabs a small steel hand mirror, to kind of double check what he's working on. I'm not ready yet, but he's gonna move a little closer to the direction of the voices, tightening a strap.
As you move just a little bit closer, the sound of the water wheels in the river covers the sound of your approach. And you overhear, sounds like one side of a conversation. All right.
Do you think that she hears us? It really is just one side of a conversation, and if you are close enough to see anything, you'll see candlelight, but also like the faint luminance of blue. And that luminance might remind you a bit of the temple. Lux isn't a land of faithful people, and it's really hard for me to find anything that you've shown me. Maybe something smaller or something forgotten. Nothing is how you remember it, and it's been so long. I really, really wish that she heard my prayer.
One of the stairs that Salinger is standing on gives a bit under his weight and cracks audibly.
You hear maybe a bowl get knocked over inside the room.
Did you hear a sound?
Like a shuffling, and then maybe like a opening of the door. Is everything okay?
All right, I should probably describe what you see first. You see a very large figure wearing a dark, almost scab textured helmet that is ill fitting, kind of slightly cocked to one edge. And you can see a little bit of a jawline, light blue skin, and then a suit of oddly spiked armor that clearly isn't tied together properly, as you've seen a few of the other party members put armor on before, and it's either backwards or sideways, or maybe the shoulders underneath where it's supposed to go. And you hear, but not super clearly, trying to speak through this helmet, something that sounds like, "What's for? I'm in a room."
The door is not open very wide at all. I recognize that armor as what we had picked up, right? Like, this isn't...
Material, yeah.
Oh. Wait, it's tall and it's blue. Sal?
Maria? The figure kind of stumbles towards the sound a little bit, almost shambling, reaching out at the wall to try and steady itself.
She slams the door shut. Okay, okay, undead. Am I at the bottom floor? Is there a window?
At the bottom floor, there is a window. Peach, you hear a door slam.
Peach pops out to the hallway. What's going on? Who slammed doors? Do I see Salinger?
Yeah, I think so.
Oh, Sal, honey, do you need some help with that all? You don't... Not that you don't look handsome, but you don't look like those are... Let me help you tie some ties?
You hear somebody fall into the snow outside of the window with a small yelp and a scrambling.
The large armored figure that apparently you recognized was Sal.
Who else is big and blue? Esmond's like 110 pounds.
We're dealing with the undead here.
Turns his head, but the helmet turns faster, and he's now kind of blindly walking up and down the hallway to the best of his ability, knocking loudly on the walls as he keeps catching himself. One of his knees keeps locking where the bit of plate is supposed to bend, but it's clearly either too high or too low.
Peach would, in the same hallway, she would kind of physically reach out and grab Sal's hand. Salinger Moral, stop moving before you hurt yourself.
You hear the front door open, and
And
Araya in a hushed whisper, "There's something in the hallway! Oh my god, we have to..." If anybody's in the front main area of the water tunnel.
Snow blows inward.
There's something out there.
There's something, no, inside, outside my door.
Hazy leaps up, runs that direction, fireball in hand.
Follows him.
Slide around the corner. You see Peach standing off with something large and black. Roll perception.
You hear Peach struggling. I can just... Oh no! Oh!
You're gonna want to duck, Peach.
No, I think Sal's turned. I think blue and tall, but you can't understand him.
Please, no.
Oh, it's all right. He's fine. He's just stuck in his own helmet.
No. He's unintelligible, and he was lumbering, and Sal never lumbers.
Regular Sal never lumbers. This is Sal with ill-fitting clothes, okay? A man and his clothes are an important combination, and Salinger is also his wardrobe.
Maybe he's turned from the bites. Doc!
No, we need to check him, and maybe he has a bite we don't know about, and then he's...
Either way, help me undo this armor. We can check him for bites when we, retie this poor thing.
AC will run up Salinger to try and pull the helmet off the top of his head. So, like, feet on shoulders, crouched, trying to pull the helmet off of you. If possible. I mean, normally it just comes off.
Oh, God.
I think Sal would try to lower himself down to one knee. I'm just going to roll an athletics check to see how that goes.
No, that would help.
breathing less terrifiedly. He's not really attacking anything, so maybe he still remembers us.
Peach still muffled from slightly below Salinger. I'm telling you, it's regular Sal. He just stuck. Look, if he was undead, he would crush me in half.
No, but he could be in the transition stage where he's suffering, and do you know what Sal's wishes are?
To get him out of this armor so that he can walk normal and explain what's going on.
Okay. The massive armored figure drops to one knee. One of his legs staying straight. He's in kind of an awkward stretch position. But you should have a little bit more room to try and pull this thing off his head. It's completely 180 at this.
Peach tries to help Casey by finessing the helmet to be correctly around Salinger's head. Just a second before you pull it off. Let's.
And as you come around the corner, you see Casey standing on top of some lumbering large creature. They've got it down on one knee, and he's trying to rip its head off.
If we just are real quick, maybe. Oh, and Peach twists the helmet so that it is correctly on Salinger's face in terms of orientation.
It's stuck. Pull your nose in.
And you see
Noses aren't like that.
You see Peach snap its neck.
Guys?
Casey freezes mid-pull.
Maria jumps, startled from not paying attention to her surroundings.
What's happening?
Zombie Salinger might be stuck in this armor.
No, you don't understand. So I was praying, and then I heard something, and I came out, and I think it's Sal, but it was lumbering. No, you don't understand. Like what we've seen. It was
hungry.
Casey, finish him regardless.
Everyone, please. Salinger, if you are not a zombie, please raise your right hand up now.
Sal, I'm gonna heat the metal. It'll loosen it up. It makes it expand.
No.
The figure's right arm extends completely out to the side, bracing against one wall, and looks like it's trying to move up past the shoulder.
Okay, so I don't think Salinger is a zombie. So let's all let's just work off that information for now. So, why don't you hop off of him and not break his neck or heat up the helmet? That doesn't seem productive to whatever is happening.
It's nearly there. Do we have any
I'm
butter?
extremely flammable. Please don't.
The bath?
No, we have salad. You have some pomade or something in your bag? Peach fumbles in Salinger's pouches and pockets until she finds like a little tin of hair pomade, and then she kind of puts it on the edges of the helmet. And then she nods to Casey. Give it a try, but gentle. Don't rip his, we want him to still be blue and not bloody.
Oh, we got you.
You have to understand my confusion. Look, would Sal ever be caught dead? Only dead wearing such a thing.
No, I get it. I fully do. I'm just coming into this very exhausted and not wanting to fight anything if possible, so I'm just trying to...
So you were gonna just logic the terror away? What if I'm
truly, legitimately too tired to do anything else right now.
Then why are you standing up?
Because there was a bunch of noise on the other end of the mill that I came to investigate.
Well, you saw that, like, Casey and I had it handled, right?
O was about to heat up the helmet and potentially burn Sal's face. And nothing against that strategy necessarily. But it's a couple steps.
I pull on the helmet.
Pull on the helmet.
Yeah.
All right, roll athletics.
He should roll with advantage because Peach is helping.
That's true. Roll
The
advantage.
With the pomade.
That's my best.
Oh, natural 20. Salinger's head comes right off. No, just kidding. Just the helmet.
No.
It comes off so naturally.
Salinger's hair looks great underneath. Peach blushes and falls back.
Oh,
Not a zombie then.
I still think it's worth checking.
Yeah, we should definitely check, Salinger. We should definitely check in a private room with the other boys if that makes you more comfortable.
Sal, what?
Yeah, Doc should check. Doc!
Oh, yeah, kind of at that moment, actually, Ava's coming around the corner. She goes, Esmond, you're awake. Perfect. Listen, I was studying the potions that we found, and these two, I don't know what they do. I've never seen anything like that. And they don't have the color composition of any of the herbs that I know about. And here, and she kind of hands you the satchel of potions.
Well, I actually have the well water. I have the well water. I have a skein of the well water. Let me just go. She sort of like, I'm so sorry, Sal, but she sort of tiptoes around you without touching the gross armor and goes back to her doorway and slips inside.
And Ava says, I have to
as she
check on
steps
Shalaki.
past, I really can't believe you. It's all good. As you're stepping by, apologizing, I can't believe you thought I was a zombie.
Sal, well,
And in
you
her
didn't
defense,
look. You didn't
and-
look like you.
in her defense, Sal, you do kind of cut an imposing figure in this armor.
Terrifying. And I was.
Well, I've never worn armor before. I thought it would be
You
practical and
Wouldn't. It's terrifying unless that was the desired outcome.
I
you know
I
what?
don't I don't think it looked so bad if it was tied right and shined up a little.
I tried to polish it, but the surface is like sandpaper.
But
Well,
this
so
armor,
so
Can somebody get
always-
my right arm? It looks like it's still in a cast.
will it
Going
hurt
straight
me
up.
if I touch it? I always imagined you in shining armor. Like a knight in shining armor.
well,
When
he
I-
is. Oh, Rhea, he's a shining knight. It doesn't matter
Well,
what his armor looks like.
His smile might shine, but the armor is really gross.
While you guys are talking, Esmond has moved to try and assist Sounder with his right arm, moving a bit more slowly and delicately than you typically are used to seeing, as his right hand prosthetic was destroyed in that battle with the cube. So he's working primarily with just with 2 fingers on his right hand.
Half of us were almost killed in that fight. I thought I needed to put armor on to help protect people. This stuff doesn't fit right. I don't know how to move in it. This has been going from bad to worse since we got here. And his arm finally comes back too, and he shakes off the bracer. And it smells bad.
It does. I still stand by my rushed assessment of the situation, and I didn't try to handle it by myself. I escaped.
Your assessment was not incorrect. You're okay. No one is saying that you were incorrect. You're fine.
But I was.
Everything's fine.
What if I had attacked first and thought later? So she's in her room, and if you look, there's like a tipped over bowl of water and candles on the floor, along with a book. And when I'm rummaging through my pack, Oh God, it's worse than I remember. Returns with a nasty water skin.
So, Sal, I know that you're trying to. Yeah, you're looking for armor. This stuff is gross, and also more intimidating, I think, than even you would intend for anything. Just throwing it out there. We have it, Vethedrian's plate armor. If you wanna consider that, uh, just
Well, it's not that I don't need the armor. This stuff obviously has magical properties that could help us, and it seemed I wasn't able to do enough. I mean, you, Shalati, half of us got knocked almost unconscious. You were half dissolved, so was I. I'm still missing half my right sideburn, he says, and then looks at your hand and kind of retracts the statement very quickly.
I mean, aside from just his hand, his prosthetic being blown away, he's also got some burns across his arm and neck that you notice as well from the gelatinous cube. Yeah, this has been a long day. I think it's worth just for now trying to recuperate and try to regain a sense of anything at this stage.
Yeah, Sal, for the first time since he was probably like 10, you can tell blushes a little. Like he gets flushed, he turns a deep purple color. I didn't mean to wake everybody up. I'm gonna go and see y'all in the morning after some rest. Thank you, Casey, for not cooking my head. Thank you, Araya, for not um, blasting me with magic. Thank you, Peach, for assuming that I was not the undead, and thank you, as always, Esmond, for keeping a level head. I'm gonna try and take this off the rest myself. He stops at the door right before he's about to close it. Though without the helmet, maybe with like a scarf.
I definitely
No,
think that being able to hear your voice is really helpful.
I think that armor could be a great look, but maybe we get you custom fit when we get back to Ship's End, right? Beth could put something together that fits you real good.
Although the idea that you might resemble a zombie might prevent the zombies from choosing to attack you first. No, think of it. It's an undead disguise. Armor and a disguise at the same time.
I don't know that that would fool the zombies, Araya. It didn't fool most of us.
I was
no,
worried. Maybe
I
just
think
me.
that's the last point I needed. Excuse me. I don't want to look like one of the bad guys.
No. I mean, um, um, uh, anything in this disaster of a town that we are in that can help us survive is worth using, even if it's scared every little bit out of me. So,
I think Casey specifically stepped back and watched closely as Esmond helped Salinger doff his armor. And it's just kind of leaning against the wall watching Esmond during this time and not really interacting with people. But
Well, if anyone else needs anything, I'm gonna go look at these potions. I'm gonna find a place to just kind of set up a little study room for myself. I'll be over there.
it's
In the meantime,
it's really peaceful, and my corner down here was really out of the way if you want to.
if you don't mind, yeah, sure.
No, not at all.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
besides, well, really, I really do think that you should take a look at this. It seemed important, and it seems, from my understanding, to be possibly why the undead plague spread the way that it did. Yeah.
The water, right? I know that Ava looked at some previously. Yeah. I'll
We were in the middle of a fight. I don't exactly know what.
We had a brief instance to look at things before we all had to start running. Let me go grab some of my things. I'll be back shortly. Kind of moses on back to where he came from to grab his stuff.
Thanks, Casey. I didn't mean. Yeah, I didn't mean that. Sorry, Sal.
No, you did fine. We need a good watch, especially where we are.
I appreciate Windows a lot more right now.
Yep. Nothing shady about Windows. They're pretty transparent. Yeah.
Well, but with blinds, then, a point of egress as well as privacy and shade, yes.
Are you all right?
I'm on edge. I'm scared. I feel useless. Helpless.
What are you scared of?
Zombies.
Well, maybe
I
we
can't
handled them
sleep
just fine.
without thinking about them. Do you not have nightmares? Do you not want to admit to having nightmares?
What are you doing in there with all those candles anyways?
I was praying. I was communing.
Oh, to who?
I was trying to seek out guidance, better understanding of how I could better help.
Okay.
I feel that I don't understand enough about, well, the nature of the undead, or the nature of my own prayers, that I feel out of my depth, and I think I don't know what more I can do, or what I need to know to help better.
It seems like this is right up your alley.
The undead?
No. Helping people.
Well, we are alive, and that's something. No, that's something. It's that. Well, when we snuck in here, I thought, oh, well, we can scout, and I would feel useful by gathering the information. Cat's so darn cute. By gathering, well, it just feels that the town is beyond our help, beyond our helping. And if we stumbled into a basement with that, and that nearly killed our friends. How can we approach a colossal undead creature in the middle of town?
I mean, full force, not fooling around like we were in that basement.
I wasn't fooling around. I was trying everything I could think of. It's a gauntlet. It's
I don't think any of us gave everything down there. Surely you had something left.
I was saving the ability to heal just in case one of you fell.
But we didn't. So you did have more.
A last-ditch effort to save someone's life. Holding that back is, that was all I... You see how that feels, dire, right? What were you holding back? Or what did you have left?
What I saw in that basement was us giving a lot. But we're all here. We're all fine. We just need to regroup.
And reevaluate everything now. Okay, yeah, no, you're right. Tactics, not my forte, and firepower is not really my forte.
No?
I do okay.
I think the most dangerous thing that you could take away from that battle is fear and doubt.
So you're not scared either.
No.
No nightmares and no fears.
No, if anything, it's just reason to trust my friends more. And encourage them to trust themselves. Because what happened down there is not even the half of it. And we're going to do so much more.
Well, we had better if we want to survive. And find the necromancer and get back to Shepherd's End and the temple. Yeah.
Yeah. You don't need to pray for guidance or understanding.
You do know some find a lot of comfort in it.
I could see how that could be helpful.
What do you comfort yourself? Well, since you don't have nightmares and fears.
Well, I mean, it's easy to be comfortable when I see what you guys can do.
Fair enough.
Like I said, just trust yourself. Trust us. We got this.
I trust, yeah, I do trust you. I trust you. We'll do better next time, and we'll just light the whole thing on fire first.
Now we're talking plan.
Right! I didn't think it was a bad idea, and then I thought it was a better idea when we were in the thick of it.
Yep. No, that's what we need to do. Well,
Obviously.
I'm gonna go.
I'm gonna make sure I'm not lighting a fire in here right now.
Yeah.
Stupid candles.
All of you have completed a short rest now at this point.
Yay!
I've never gotten to use arcane recovery before. How neat.
Esmond, back at where you have your things stowed. What's Esmond up to? You've been given, just a reminder, a water skin from Rhea that contains a sample of water from the well, and you've been given 2 potions by Ava that she could not identify.
I'm not doing anything with those yet. Araya offered a corner of her space for Esmond to come and get set up so that he can tinker and study and stuff. He will take advantage of that. So he is currently just getting his stuff together. Just very, very slowly. And keeps turning and looking at his hand. Seeing that the prosthetic is no longer there at the moment. This mill that we're in, how tall is it? How many floors are there to it?
It has 2 stories, but the second story is really big enough to. It could be a 3-story building, but it's only 2 stories.
The ground entrance. How many? The ground floor, I should say. How many entrances are there on that part of it, on that floor?
There are 2 large entrances and one smaller entrance. I think you guys have been doing things to secure them.
Yeah, I was just gonna say that I'll ritually go before I head back up to Araya's room. Esmond would
before you do that, as you're in the midst of kind of packing up your things and getting ready to move to the other space, Casey appears in the doorway.
Oh, hey, what's up? Silent treatment, huh?
Hey.
Hey, what's up?
Now, in the neighborhood. So, you good?
Esmond just kind of does his palms out and kind of gestures towards all of him, and you see his clothes are burned in places. He's missing his prosthetics. He's burned in several places across his body. Zephyrus is gone, and there are bits and pieces of Typhon that he has been pulling out and putting back into his satchel. I've been better.
Yeah. Yeah, it got a little dicey down there, huh?
Yeah, to say the least, yeah. And he's turned back, and you see him just still going through his stuff, just checking everything still. Still paying attention to you, talking with you, but just kind of turned slightly away from you.
So, think you should make the plan. While we're here in town, everybody will listen to you. But we need to be smarter and better than we were down there.
Oh, what plan, man? No. I don't do plans. I come up with ideas and give them to the rest of you all to debate on. Thedrian does plans. Shalati, Sal, you do plans. Last time I did plans, the village fell apart. So I'm good.
I mean, I'll help you come up with a plan. I just think it should come from you.
No. I tried plans. I tried keeping us together when the village was falling apart, and nobody listened to me, and every idea I had was terrible. No, absolutely not.
Let's try again. You know how many times it took me to be able to shoot an entire wall of fire from my hands?
No, let me guess.
4 or
3
5.
times. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, way more.
Yeah, practicing the spell is not the same thing as coming up with a plan where people could die, and the
That's
stakes
all
feel...
being a leader is casting spells on people.
Yeah, which is exactly what I'm not. I'm not a leader. I thought I could be one day, and I saw what I was capable of, and through trial and only error, have determined that that is not the role, the position that I fill.
Only error, your plan saved the town from that giant jelly chicken.
No, I helped to finesse ideas that Ava came up with, that you and Araya helped add to. I didn't come up with any plans. I only helped to refine ideas that other people had. By that point, I had given up.
I mean, if that's what you do when you've given up, then I want to see what you can do when you don't.
I don't. I don't want to see what I can do. I'm done. I can't do that again. Oh, I'm not... Yeah, I'm not the plan guy. I'm not a leader. And that lesson has only been more and more hard pressed into me ever since we left town. I can't do that. People listen to you.
And I listen to you. Because you know what you're talking about. And we need that.
I just give you guys the facts. Everyone else comes up with the ideas and the plans and the strategies. I don't. It's just not what I do. I can't. whatever all you decide to do with that information, I will go along with it.
Casey kind of walks up to Esmond, puts a hand on his shoulder. Takes his hand without the prosthetic. Our weaknesses don't define us. And I'll be cold in the ground before I let you accept yours. And he pulls him in and gives him a warm hug. 2 big claps on the back. And then let's go and turns to walk away.
Esmond stands there for a moment or two after he leaves. Just mumbles to himself. Yeah, well, if your only weaknesses, then what good are you? Esmond will finish getting his stuff together and go and ritually cast alarm on one of the bigger entrances before heading up to the space that Araya had offered up.
Salinger, Peach, what do you guys doing?
Is Sean around? Is Salinger around?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay. I imagine immediately afterwards we might see a scene of Peach helping remove the last few pieces of Sal's armor and sort of setting it aside on a sort of flat table in the mill. And she looks up the kind of under armor padding and goes, "Yeah, we need to get you fitted with something proper. I think Kabeth would be the one to do that, right?"
Yeah, I guess so. Silly idea, anyway.
I don't know. I understand it. I mean, you're out there trying to protect everyone, and I mean, between you and Shalati, and at least you're out there able to fight. I feel like half the times I'm sitting on the sidelines cheering folks on, and that don't even work. So you are actually out there, actually fighting. This is real hero stuff, Salinger. Doesn't matter that the armor doesn't fit. You're something else. And Shalati too. Also Shalati. And even Esmond and Casey are out there fighting with their spells and things. Y'all are very impressive.
Yeah, maybe. I don't want to be impressive. I don't want to look like a giant zombie either. I
Oh,
just
that's just Araya. And honestly, I'm thinking half the group is just... I mean, we're looking for zombies everywhere. We are fighting zombies like dozens a day. If we weren't thinking zombie when we see something coming toward us, we have not learned anything.
worse than the giant undead puddles of stomach acid or whatever that was. I still itch.
Oh, you know, I might... I mean, I can help you clean your clothes. My mom taught a trick to help with little spills here and there. It won't work on even your whole shirt, but I could clean a neckerchief for you.
Yeah, sure. Issue in the armor. I mean, I'm embarrassed for wandering around like a fool, bumping my head into walls and scaring my friends in a situation where they're already terrified. That
Oh,
we can't save anything. How are we going to save this town? It's already gone. It's only the second place we've been. What if they're all like this? The hero is supposed to rescue people. There's nothing even here to rescue. We saved what? A few people in a basement, and then we had to send them on our way.
oh, Salinger, I did not presume we were staying. I did not
What?
presume we were continuing to follow a necromancer after Vithedrin died. I thought we were going to get who we could and get back to Shep's End. We need to call the other verdicts in. We need to send letters and we can't do this.
There's no other verdicts, Peach.
There's no other verdicts.
It's the next town over. They got hit worse than us. I think that we are the anomaly. We were the fortunate little bastion, and it's done. Lux, can we even call it Lux if it's all overrun with monsters everywhere? I bet, I'm certain, next place we go will be this bad or worse. How we save that? How you be a hero in a place like this?
I mean, you do what you're doing. You protect your friends, those who are smaller and weaker than you. I mean, the only reason I'm alive is because of the rest of you all.
You know that ain't true. You'll be fine on your own too. You're smart, you're quick, you know when to get out of the way.
Oh yeah, I'd be real fine. I can chat up a gelatinous cube and charm it to let me pass in some horrific fashion. Yeah, that would work real well with everything we've talked to so far.
I am 100% certain you could talk your way out of anything if you put your mind to it.
I'm good with people minds, and we have not encountered a single one of those since we met the kids. And it's there's no I don't know. I don't I gotta hope that there's something else that it's just gotta be around here, that if we send a letter it will get a response. It can't just be us because we can't do this.
Well, Araya thinks we ought to just burn the whole place down.
I kind of think so too.
I didn't expect that from you.
What did you expect? This is terrifying. This is not storybook stuff. We all almost died down there, and it was a matter of minutes. Sure, we could take a shambling zombie but Esme was so badly burnt, and it just Shalati was unconscious in my lap. We need to cut and run.
And then do what? Go back to Shep's Inn, send letters that maybe nobody will receive, build more walls, and wait for the next thing to come.
All right, so what do you propose we do then? That we continuing on, or that we give up altogether? You want to just, burn this place down with us inside, Sal? You're talking about there being no hope at all. I'm at least saying we could get
I didn't
stuff
say
back
there was
home.
no hope. I'm saying there's no one that's going to give us that hope. Just us.
Oh, well then we just got to be bigger heroes.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, I thought you were talking all bleak, and I was trying to get you, oh, at least there's the hometown to keep rooting for. At least we got the folks in Shep's Inn. I thought you were getting cataclysmic on me, Salinger.
No, I was trying to set you up for an inspiring speech, but you really dropped the ball on that one.
I thought you were having an emotional moment. I didn't know you needed a rousing speech. You weren't talking like you needed a rousing speech. You were talking like you needed a soft shoulder moment. You want a rousing speech? I'll give you a rousing speech. All right? You are the strongest, tallest, handsomest person I know. Okay? And that's just not just because half the folks in Shep's End are dead and I only knew about 100 folks to begin with. All right? You have got this handled, and you're going to do it looking amazing because you're not going to put on some stupid armor that doesn't fit you. You're going to get cleaned up. You're going to fix your hair. You're going to make it so that your sideburns are the same length, and you are going to wash your face and put your big boy pants on and fight till you can't fight anymore because you're the biggest hero we got left.
Everyone gets
Rousing.
inspiration.
Yay!
See, that's a peach pine I know. Making up some ridiculous story to turn the world around her into exactly what she needs it to be.
You know, I don't tell any lies, Salinger. You say I'm this commiserate liar. I've never once lied to you. Not since we was 6 years old.
No, I can't be.
I felt
Because
so bad after I told you that hot pepper was some health potion. Come on. Everything else, I mean, sure, there's been cons and turns of phrase and bits, but never flat out lies.
see, you are gonna fight evil now. You inspired me enough to go whoop its ass. Now let's go do the same for everybody else.
Let's find Araya. Make sure that you didn't scare the wrong god into her.
Let's not say it that way to her.
Back from Peach and Salinger, so you can still remember the burn of Mr. Tinderman's spicy tonic. Right, you hear a knock at your door.
She's putting some. Come on in. She's like got candles, slightly too hot wax. It's fine. Like a spare cloth over the water spill in the middle of the room. It's no big deal.
It's an Esmond.
Hey, thanks again for letting me come up. Just can I just set up over there in that corner?
Yeah. I mean, I was just gonna use the floor, so the table is entirely unused, and we have an escape route. This room is excellent.
Okay. Good prep. I'll be right over there. I'm going to I guess order of how it was received. Let me look over these potions from Ava, and then I'll look at this water that you gave me.
Can I help? I can take notes. My handwriting is excellent.
Yeah. Let me just get everything set up first. It's alchemy was never really my my strong suit, but I should have the supplies necessary to just kind of hopefully break some of this down and figure out what I can figure out. And Esmond will go and start pulling some alchemy, minor alchemy supplies, not like a full kit or anything, but like enough to research and break down things that he would need to study for exactly this scenario. He's also, oh man, what's the item? There it is. The all-purpose tool, the item that he'd picked up from that train derailment more than 6 months ago now. He pulls it out and starts fiddling around with it. You've only ever seen it used for tinkering or engineering, but he fiddles around with it for a couple seconds, and you see that there's a lot more to it than just that. And he's like quickly flipping through a bunch of different tools, specified tools. that would be used for any number of things. You see, smiths, like something that could be used for smithing, something for that you would recognize from like a jeweler's kit almost. And he flips through more and more until he settles on a handful of things, and you would recognize them as being used for like alchemy studies. And he pulls those out and just kind of sets everything aside on the table and kind of motions for you to come join him over there. And he's going to start trying to break down these potions to identify them.
She's hovering, watching, and then, so if you put potions over here, she'll sort of collect them and line them up, and then has, a small journal, quill at the ready. I'm not an alchemist.
Neither am I, but, general identification and note-taking shouldn't be too difficult. I don't know the terms, you don't know the terms, so we'll make it up as we go, I guess.
This one is the sparkly, sludgy one.
Yeah, I would have said sludgy sparkly, but yeah, same difference, I suppose.
See her crossing something out and putting something new in.
As you work through with the tools, maybe using little slips of paper, trying to test these in the way that you have in the past with other solutions which you're uncertain about. Roll your alchemy tools, or your multi-tool.
Yeah, so I should probably just put multi-tool on here. Actually, you know what? Let me just do that.
Interesting. Actually,
Smelly blue one.
yeah, I just realized. So do you have the details of the tool?
It's only on D&D Beyond, so I can share the link to it for you.
Yeah, do that real quick. Because I'm assuming what it does is it doesn't make you proficient. It can just be any of those tools.
It says it can make you proficient.
Okay. Yeah, I'm not familiar with that. Yeah, where you putting it?
I'll share it in my chat in my channel.
While he's doing that, what does Aria's setup look like here at the table?
Well, she sort of scooted a lot of her things. She had been on the floor, honestly, but so off to the side. She's like set up a thing so that the vials have a place to go. She's just simple with her book and quill, little ink pot off to the side. Trying to take up as little space as possible so there's more alchemy space. And on the far side, far away from her, is the kind of stinky water skin. It's great.
Yeah, I signed out of things recently. Actually, it'll take me a second to sign into new one. Just read it to me.
This simple screwdriver can transform into a variety of tools. As an action, you can touch the item and transform it into a type of artisan's tool of your choice. Whatever form the tool takes, you are proficient with it.
Oh, okay, cool. Nice. Okay, yeah, we'll roll your scout with proficiency.
Would this be intelligence, wisdom?
Intelligence. All right, that's a 26. Yeah, as you do the tests on little dabs of potion from these vials, what you conclude after multiple rounds of testing is you have no idea what they are. You've never seen anything like this before, and you're aware of that.
Huh. Huh. Araya, Esmond has been, while doing all this, he's been focused, but you can tell that he's exhausted. You see the bags under his eyes. You see he's moving more slowly and methodically without the use of his prosthetic. But at this revelation, his eyes kind of widen, and you see him kind of focus more than he was previously.
Now, you said this one didn't respond well to a heat source. Oh, did you think of something?
I don't know what these potions are.
Yeah.
No, I mean, I don't think I can. My base of knowledge, I don't know how to identify these. I don't know what these are. It's all the tests that I just ran on the small samples that I used tell me nothing with my current base of knowledge.
So, they're dangerous then? Probably? Or should we try one and find out?
Absolutely not.
Ah, you're no fun. What if one is Esmond feels better immediately potion? Of course, you've never found that one in all your studies.
True, but I don't think that potion exists ever. No, there's no. I. This isn't like multiplanar study where it's difficult to grasp and understand. It's not like engineering where you have a concept that you do not understand, but you piece it together and you figure it out over time. There's no pieces for me to determine how to get to a resolution of finding out what these are, what they do. There's nothing here.
Intraplanar potion from another dimension.
I mean, for all we know, yeah, entirely possible.
Okay, planar potions. Mystery potion solved.
Nope, not solved. Nothing.
No,
solved.
not at all. Yeah, no,
Nope,
okay.
I cannot stress enough. Nothing has been solved. This is so not solved.
Unsolved mystery potion. Got it.
DM, can I at least get a like base determination of like if they are magical, and if so, what school they belong to?
Not from the method you're using right now.
Okay.
Well, you could get some rest, and I can pray over them. And yeah.
We're not done yet.
Oh, I thought by saying that there was no means by which you could figure it out, that meant you're gonna.
I might have one method to at least determine if they're magical. I can't even tell if they're magical. This is just give me a few moments, and Esmond is going to go through these steps and ritually cast detect magic.
What does it look like when Esmond ritually casts detect magic?
As a ritual cast, he pulls out two small vials, one of a more brackish color and one that's more clear, and he shakes the brackish vial so that starts bubbling and fizzing. He pops the cork and he pours it into the clear vial, and that begins to fizz up as well. But before it erupts over, he corks it back up, shakes it more vigorously, and to the point that it stops fizzing. It just mellows out. It's just a kind of brackish liquid now. Takes a rag, pours that liquid over the rag, and then wipes his glasses with that liquid so that they kind of have a sheen to them almost, and that allows him to see magic.
Mm-hmm. You do, in fact, see an aura of magic around these potions. It's an aura of a school of magic you have very, very little experience with, but you've seen it before, at least in theory. Necromancy.
Okay. And this isn't... So these aren't similar to the potions or the vials that we'd found on previous corpses, where we were able to identify that they were potions of, like, to resist necromancy or something.
Not the same. You also see that the water skin that Array has put on the table is also surrounded by an aura of... Give me one second. Let's call it abjuration. It's abjuration. Yes, abjuration magic.
The gross stinky water is abjuration magic?
That's what you're seeing glowing from the water skin, the closed water skin.
Okay. All right. Well, the potions are necromantic in their magic, at least. I have no idea what they do. And the stinky well water that you brought is enchanted with abjuration magic. I don't know how else to describe it. I would have assumed that the schools were flipped initially, but
Really important. You haven't done anything or tested the water skin yet. It's just on the table.
no, yeah, that's just what I've determined with detect magic active.
Isn't abjuration usually very helpful? Why is this?
It deals with protection. Generally, it's like when I cast my shield spell through my shield. That's me using abjuration magic, which is okay. So let's take these potions. Let's put them to the side. Let's take some time and look at this stinky well water now, I guess.
Use gloves. Or tongs.
Gloves. I will use tongs if I need to.
And a disposable. I'm never going to use that water skin again. A disposable bowl.
We will be cautious as we look into this.
See, I thought the potions were helpful. Now.
Yeah, so Esmond will cork the potions back up, quickly double check Array's notes on them, throw them back into his satchel, and then start doing similar experiments on the stinky well water.
Yeah, as you carefully pull the water skin over, the exterior of it is coated in grime, like it's been dropped in oil or something viscous and terrible, and there's a foul odor to it. This scent, I mean, certainly, yeah, it's almost the scent of rotting meat. As you uncap the skin and begin to pour it into one of the small beakers, the water that comes out of the skin is luminous with a slight golden aura. And you realize that you've seen this before. It's the water from the temple.
Well, that's not supposed to be in there.
No.
Well,
You got this from the well?
yes. But I've also been.
Did you? You didn't perform any prayers or ceremonies on this, did you?
No, not on the water. No, over there.
But not on the water skin necessarily.
No, and the water didn't look like that when I gathered it up. It was horrible. Gloopy. It was gloopy. If I had to describe 3 adjectives for it, it would have been green, viscous. No, gloopy is slud. No, I already used sludgy.
At that point,
Detestable.
At that point, there's a knock at the door.
I think I ruined the experiment.
You didn't run anything. This honestly just it actually invigorates my interest more than anything. Just don't drink that regardless, and Esmond will go and answer the door.
Yeah, it's it's certainly Peach and Salinger. Maybe it's Casey too.
Oh no, not the silent treatment again.
Hey, we thought we could help you out with your research.
Sure. I other opinions and ideas are always helpful. I can give you guys a brief breakdown of what we've learned so far. I don't know what to do with any of it.
Have you drank any of it yet?
No, and no one's going to.
No, like any of the potions, not just the stinky well water.
No potions that have been thus far unidentified or the stinky well water have been ingested, or at least to my knowledge have not been ingested.
Is that it right there? Sal says as he reaches towards the water skin.
Is Sal reaching over as if to drink it?
No, it just looks like he wants to look at it. His mouth's not hanging open. He's not drooling.
Yeah, just be careful. I've got a whole setup. It's very delicate right now.
All right, I won't touch it. It takes a deep smell, sniff.
Are you sniffing the water skin itself?
Just kind of like wafting up from the top of the water skin.
Terrible. It's like rotting meat. It's like if you found a field mouse and left in the sun.
Yep, still revolting.
That's another really good adjective for what. It's just no, but Sal, look. I think I messed it up.
How could you possibly make it any worse? He says,
No,
like, whatever.
Pour some out.
He has told me not to.
No, don't drink it. Just on there.
Esmond
on the ground.
The Esmond will take a small empty glass and place it on the table and gesture for Sal to pour from the stinky water skin.
His pinky. He extends his pinky and very delicately pours some of it into the cup.
A pure water with a slight golden luminance pours out, and you've seen it before. The fountains and the pools of the temple of the mid.
I don't think you messed it up, Ray. I think you fixed it. Do that on purpose.
No,
You can do it again.
Yes. No, but then we don't. Oh. Well, but I don't think it would help. It's not. Fixing the water doesn't fix the town.
Leaving the water as it is certainly doesn't help.
Mm.
And Pete, you're there, just so you know.
Oh, thank you.
GM, for Esmond's purposes, because I still have Detect Magic up, does the water skin have the aura of abjuration around it, or is it specifically the water that has been poured out that has that aura?
Looking closer, you see that the foul residue on the outside of the skin is necromancy, but it's overpowered by the. What you're seeing is it's overpowered by the abjuration. Because
So there's necromancy, but it's just it's buried underneath a thicker layer of abjuration.
the necromancy is specifically coming from the residue on the outside of the skin.
It's pretty clear to all of us that the actual liquid inside appears to be water from the temple that made Thrice.
Yes.
That's what it looks like, at least.
Where all did we find this water skin thing again?
This is what when we were sneaking very stealthily without any zombies noticing us the entire time, I was able to, while invisible, lower this and into a bucket that I had pulled from the well and get the water, still sneakily until the things are very visible friends and attacked. Wasn't my fault that we got attacked.
You
I
pull the water
sneakily,
from the
sneakily.
well. You pull the water from the well here in Merwood?
In the center of town. Before the oh, Sal, that is what your armor looks a lot like. It's from the pile of creepy
Let's
armor.
not call it my armor. I don't. But it's that's where the physicist said that it all started.
Well, that's where everybody said that the plague of it started, that they had noticed animals and then people. Oh, but then
Okay, wait. Do you have any more of any more skins or vials or anything of this of that well water?
well, Ava looked at a bucket but didn't take any. Well, we have the sample on the outside. You can touch it. Don't touch it.
No, scrape it off of something.
Like a piece
And
of
then
paper
wash
that
your
you can
hands anyway.
burn afterwards.
I think it's.
Although there's a lot of water coming from the town. Perhaps there where does the water from the center of town go?
I think it would be fair to say, because we skipped over this, what Ava was trying to do with it. I'm going to say Ava has like a vial of the water from the well.
Esmond, is going to go and run and steal that from her.
Yeah, she seems preoccupied. You grab it and run away.
I will come back, and I don't want to use the whole vial. I'll just take as a small sampling as I can get away with, so that we still have some, so that she can look into it later if she needs to. When I'll go and proceed with the with similar procedure as before. Does it just appear to be like that disgusting necromantic water almost?
Yes, there's an aura of necromancy about it. It does putrid and foul, terrible corpse water.
Okay. Esmond's going to take it and scoop it into a small glass, and he's going to gently pass it to you, Areo.
Hmm?
Purify it.
What? Right with
I want you to perform a prayer or a ceremony or a spell, and I want you to see if you can change this water back to being healthy.
Yeah. Yeah. It's yeah, of course. You don't need it for any other experiments and understanding of the nature of the beast we're up against?
I've still got a sampling in the remainder of this vial. This is just a small bit of it that I was looking at. I
You
want
should
you.
maybe take that out of the room, then.
Esmond
I
will go and
don't-
return the vial to Ava and come back to the room.
Thanks.
Yeah, okay. Okay. Give me a second then. So she, on the floor, she sets up her candles again and traces out chalk into a circle. At the center of the circle, she has a bowl. And in her hands, she holds the vial. And in her other hand, she holds a medallion that she wears around her neck, a stone feather, and she begins to pray.
As you're doing all this, Esmond is set up uncomfortably closer to you than he usually would be, and he is staring hard at you with a notepad and a quill, and he is just writing down everything that is occurring, even the mundane things that you're doing.
You know, this is I don't usually do this in front of anyone. There's
I can. He scooches back. Do you want us to leave?
no,
Actually,
no, no, this is important for everyone, and this is really important, and okay, I can do this.
Sorry. Yeah, go ahead.
No, it's me. Yep. Gets comfortable. Kneels. Breathes out. Finding her center, and lets the warmth that she can feel resonating from the feather in her hand fill her with a lightness that she hasn't felt in days. A warmth and comfort. Something like her home back at the temple. And slowly, in her hand holding the vial, she lowers the medallion into the water of the bowl that's in the circle, that's in the lit by candles, and the light of the candles ripples across the water. And as it sort of reaches where the medallion, there's kind of like waves of luminance multiplying until it becomes something of the light you might have seen when you were being healed so long ago. And it flickers in the way that candles do until it grows steady and stronger. But her prayers are still quiet, and we need this, and this is what the maiden left us in you, and I carried it into the world because they need us. Not behind temple walls, but they need us here, and Merwood needs us, and these people need us, and this water needs to be pure.
The putrid, dark, dingy water that's in the basin shimmers and shifts. Almost the darkness of it evaporates until it's a pure, clear water with a slight golden glow.
Okay. There's one last test to really nail in my theory.
Mm-hmm.
Esmond's going to take the vial that the water was in and just quickly shoot it.
No.
Does anyone try to stop him?
I am going to, you know that like he gulps it and then she tackles him, so it's the useless tackle because I want this to happen, but I don't want this to happen. You know, conflict in character, out of character. Araya sort of gasps and tries to grab at his hands that are grabbing the vial that he then drinks from, but knocks him over. No, Ez, no, I don't even trust me.
Down it goes. Yeah, there is the fatigue that you've been feeling. Heaviness lightens a bit. You feel the warmth. It's yeah, maybe you've experienced this before as you soaked in the waters of the temple. You gain 1 hit point.
She's like searching his face. Ez, that was reckless, and you're never reckless. That's Casey's job. And
Esmond starts giggling, and as you're like reprimanding him after tackling him, he like he grabs you in like a big hug and just tightly squeezes you as he just starts giggling louder and louder. And he lets you go. You did it. You purified it. You have the ability to purify the water. It's not tainted anymore. It's like the temple water.
Yeah, it should just. Yeah.
But it's not. No, Esmond stands up and he goes and takes a sip of the water that they had first poured out from the water skin, the one that has not been quote unquote purified.
The water from the water skin that you poured out originally, right?
Correct.
Same effect.
Ineffective, but still clean.
No, same effect.
Hey, another hit point. Great.
He does try to stop Esmond from doing that. And what are you thinking about? There's repeating experiments, and then there is... She's ineffective.
You said you didn't perform any ceremonies or anything on this water skin, right?
No, not on this. No, it just was in the room.
You, just by being you purified the water in this skin.
No,
Araya?
It's not just me, though. It's what I took from the temple.
The water in the stinky water skin?
No, the reason, it's really hard to explain. The reason that the temple had the waters that it has, I took it with me when we left.
But you never poured any of that water into this tainted water skin, right?
No, the tainted water skin was tainted water skin, and I poured out the water before I put in. There was just drinking water before.
We can see that Araya today has performed at least 2 miracles. All right,
It's
she's
not
purified
miracles,
water, and she has made Esmond finally crack a smile. All right? Hardly matters how she did it.
No, he was smiling earlier when he found a mystery he couldn't solve.
Oh, right. So, unsolved mysteries and purification.
2 very good reasons to be
Look,
do you think that
Victoria, she can do it. You can
Yes,
purify
but-
the water for the whole town. I don't know why it isn't. Say that faster.
No, but it doesn't solve the monsters in the town.
It can
It doesn't
prevent
help
it
the
getting worse.
No, but
No,
it's
they're
it's a solution to a problem. It's it's a step in a direction, if nothing else. It is a goal that we can potentially attain. This is huge. If all the water in this town is tainted, this could potentially change it could change everything.
I'd do anything to help. So I'm happy to. I just
Esmond just kind of falls back against a wall on the opposite side of the room, just kind of slides down, and he's just, his eyes are wide and he has a slight smirk to him, and you can just see the calculations running a mile a minute right now.
I don't know how much of an area. Let me go see how the vial that Ava has is doing. Just in case.
I guess we should just do that. Yeah. So you find, Ava is probably looking over Shalati, I guess.
Is the water still absolutely nasty inside the vial? Just experimenting. It's all. It's a.
I'm trying to remember. Did Esmond give the vial back to?
Yes, because I insisted that it not be inside the room.
Okay. Yes, Esmond just inside. Oh, well, you need this back? She takes it out.
Yeah.
Yeah, you look at it. It is still putrid and gross.
All right, and then on her way back to the room, she's sort of like 1 foot in front of the other, counts how many footsteps it is away from where they did the thing.
I think actually, roll. No, I just say I think maybe intuitively you know that if you wanted to try to do such a thing again, like say on a larger body of water or something like that, you just kind of have to try harder. Is really well, like you knew what you were trying to affect. It was a small thing right in front of you, right? So there's an intention to that.
Okay. Still, she counts her footsteps. Okay. Yeah, so it's still gross. Is it helpful? Why are you looking at me like that?
Did you return back to the room already?
Yeah. She's like,
Okay.
slowly step.
16, 17.
Why are you looking at me like that? It's still gross.
Yes, it's gross, which is great for experimentation. But also, we don't need to experiment necessarily if we have a potential solution in you. You have the ability to purify this water, to make it to make it clean, which we still don't know what the whole situation throughout the entire town is, but that could prove to be detrimental to the necromancer and whatever their plans are.
am all for thwarting their plans. Yes. No, that sounds great. Okay. So step 1, purify the well. Step 2, check.
No steps just yet. This is this is a solution to a problem, but we still need to determine what our ultimate goal is here right now. We need to. Are we trying to get out of town so we can regroup back at the cabin and actually recover in peace, or are we trying to?
Well, it's pretty peaceful here, and it takes a long time, and things only get worse while we're gone. And I really thought that we were going to still try to find survivors. And ultimately, do you want to neutralize the undead threat here?
I don't know if the two are necessarily related to one another. The tainted water and the undead scourge. I don't know if fixing one would affect the other.
No, that's exactly what I'm saying. I'm going to clean the water, but this is a piece of the way that we can help, but it's only a piece and a part. Maybe it prevents things from becoming much worse, but the zombies, if they bite you, it becomes much worse. We could see how this water might affect one of the undead if they
At that suggestion, before you finish your sentence, Esmond immediately goes and takes an empty vial from his satchel and pours some of the purified water into it and pockets that.
It doesn't you should know that it doesn't stay imbued for long without it won't stay glowing for a long time without me.
Interesting. Okay. You take this vial then in the meantime, and he'll just pass the vial over to you.
Maybe I need more vials. Like 10.
I don't know if the DM will let me have just 10 random small vials in my satchel.
Well, I also have a weird cup and
one small vial.
Okay.
You have your small vial. But yes, that is an experiment worth running the next time we have to run through town, just to see what effects that the immediately purified water has on the undead. That's very promising. Okay, Sal, Peach, what do you guys think? I'm overwhelmed right now, honestly.
We should definitely purify the water. If the physical thinks that was the source, and water connects everywhere, cleaning it can only help prevent further spread. As far as stopping it completely, undead are just part of the world now unless we have a way to track down every last one of them, or if we can find some necromancer who knows how to make it stop.
Yeah,
But steps, right? The first one is, you got a gift, Rhea. You should use it. Clean up what you can.
exactly. I mean, that way at least it may not be a not to sound like Doc over here, it may not be a treatment for the existing issue, but it could be a prophylactic. You're preventing anybody else who touches this water, who comes through this town either now or 100 years from now, where maybe someone's burned the place down and there are no undead. They'll have clean water because of you. That well will be pure now.
Right. I just think that we shouldn't leave town if we plan to help the town.
Roll.
We can.
Sorry, no, finish what you're saying first.
I think that we can get good enough rest here. In fact, I'm pretty certain that you should sleep first. I rest while praying, so I can just hear.
I'm sorry, that ignore me.
Everybody roll nature.
Ooh, not my best roll.
Come on, Sal, please.
Someone,
Which is with all our symmetry.
someone.
You ready to see this +0?
Oh,
You guys, we don't know nature.
My God,
Hey,
are you
he
guys gonna
broke
make me
10.
roll nature? I'm not even there.
Salinger, yeah, you I think maybe you know this. Yeah, you vaguely remember the teacher, Gilgain, explaining how the well in town works at some point. You realize, yeah, the well's not just a hole filled with water. It's just a hole that's deep enough that it reaches the water that's already under the ground. It is all connected.
Yeah, say that onwards. Yeah, that well water, it's not isolated. Whatever's infecting it's infecting everything it's connected to.
So if we were going to try and purify the tainted water, we might have to go to the source rather than just go to one well in the town.
or just put me down the well.
There's probably a different way to approach it.
Well,
That stuff was foul,
feel-
Araya. We would never get that stench off you. I wouldn't want to spend any time around you, and I like you very much. So please, let's
What
not lower anybody into that well.
what if we okay, all the wells are connected, right? So we don't have to necessarily go to the one that's at the center of town or the source of whatever the necromancy power is. We could bring Araya to any water source,
that's
presumably,
corrupted.
and she could be more protected in that area. We don't have to go to where the source actually is. She could start to purify it from wherever while she's safer.
Depending on how far, how wide that stretches. Also, it depends on the construction of the well. Some pull from natural aquifers, and some use extensive piping systems to pull them in from other places. Man, I'm no engineer.
Oh, good gracious, Sandra. I didn't pay attention to Gilgain, and I rolled a 6, so I don't know how wells work.
None of you, most of you didn't. Esmond, back me up on this. You listen to the teacher when he's talking, especially about the engineering schematics.
No, I
Town
mean,
this size, do you think that they pump it in, purify it from the sea, or is it maybe from a river?
it wouldn't be from the sea. That's too far. We're too far inland for that.
They might have that level of technology near the capital, but here it's just going to be around the water table.
Cool.
It would either be from a nearby river or there is a source directly or near underneath the town somewhere. It's just it's difficult to determine. Faith-based magic is not my forte necessarily, so I don't know if Araya only you would be able to really determine if you could purify all of the water from a single well, or if you would need to do it at the source.
Wait, all we need is the right kind of map. There's got to be engineering schematics somewhere of how the water works in the city so it can be repaired. Go there, find it, and we can see how the well connects to the rest of the water in the town. Where would that be kept?
Sal, have you seen the map we're working with? I mean,
Well, yeah, that's crudely drawn. I'm talking about official
I don't even
paper.
have the river on the right side.
Well, we did get rid of we did get rid of the thing at the center in the town square. The town square
Right,
is
maybe a
safer
mayor's
now than.
office, or there's a,
But that would already put me at the well to begin with.
well, sure, clean that, but
Yeah.
then we could have a way to follow it to the other locations where it might spread further.
Roll Arcana.
Me?
All this?
Everyone who's in this conversation. Okay, so you can be there if you want.
Finally, a decent.
Dog, I keep rolling like shit.
Yeah.
I should not know the most about magic in any moment.
Okay, we'll give it to Ray.
Uh,
Ray got nature.
Yeah. I have a sense for this.
Yeah, you realize, maybe you have an instinct about it. If the water beneath the town is corrupted, something corrupted it. And you're not sure right now if whatever corrupted it is still there.
So, yeah, the water is vile, but why is it vile? What did the necromancer do to it? Is that still there? We don't. I could treat the water and then just have the corruption slowly leak back into the water source again. I don't know how we can go into a natural aquifer. I'm not. You know that water breathing thing? I can't do that.
Wait, didn't Vithedrian say that the creature that they were running from popped up from underground near here? Is that was both in character and also DM? I'm actively trying to recall if that was where Vithedrian said that he saw that creature first.
No, I don't think he said it came from underground. In fact, I think he said it came from like the western forest.
So we purify the well, and then we have to go underground and try to find a source where that corruption may be started. Ideally not into the stinky well if there's any other way.
I think if we were trying to get to the source of the water, the best place to find a map for that would either be in the library, in the mayor's home, potentially, or maybe even in the local engineering store. But I don't know. The first place that we could easily check would be the library. Well, easily. The first place that we could check would be the library. We'd have to run back to essentially where we came in from, though.
That's something.
Well, it's a start to a plan, if nothing else, I suppose.
I like it. Fix one problem we know we can, then we try to find the next one. If we can't, based on our track record so far, the next problem's probably going to find us anyway.
So we stay in town. We try to find a way underground. First stop, town center.
Mm-hmm.
Well, something we might need to discuss as well. How, depending on how that particular mission goes, how much longer are we willing to stay here? Half of us nearly died earlier today. How much longer do we keep trying to save a town that's seemingly lost before we put our own lives above it? We don't need to discuss that now. I want to go home at some point. And it just really feels like that the world and everything in it is trying to stop me from doing that.
I don't think it's our lives that we need to really consider on that one. I think it's whether or not this spreads to our home. We need to at least do enough here so we don't think it'll spread to the point where we have hordes of undead banging on our doors. We saw that herd traveling too far from this city as we headed in. We got to do something before we leave. Can't fix it all. Maybe we can at least slow it down.
Slow it down.
Down.
Slow it down. Slow it down. Slow it down. Slow it down. Slow it down. Slow it down. Slow it down. Slow it down. Slow it down. Slow it down. Slow it down. Slow it down. Slow it down. Slow it down. Slow it down. Slow it down. Slow it down. Slow it down. Slow it down. Slow it down. Slow it down. Slow it down. Slow it down. Slow it down. Slow it down. Slow it down. Slow it down. Slow it down. Slow it down. Slow it down. Slow it down. Slow it down. Slow it down. Slow it down. Slow it down. Slow it down. Slow it down. Slow it down. Slow it down. Slow it down. Slow it down. Slow it down. Slow it down. Slow it down. Slow it down. Slow it down. Slow it down. Slow it down. Slow it down. Slow it down. Slow it down. Slow it down. Slow it down Yeah, maybe. All right. All right. This is something. This is good. This is great, honestly. I he motions back to the desk that he's been working at. I'm gonna clean this up, and I'm going to run some more tests for myself. Take some notes. I need to. I have some thoughts I need to try and clean up. So I'll be over here if anyone needs me. And Desmond kind of just meanders over.
Sal leans over to Casey and gives him a quick elbow. You see that? He brightened up like the first time he put a crank on the backside of a clockwork toy.
You look over at the chair you thought Casey was sitting in. He's not in that chair. He's not there. He hasn't been there the whole time.
Oh, I was awkward just talking to dead space.
It was a candle this whole time.
Casey mistaken for a candle. So offended.
I like the idea that he did the elbow. He started saying it, and he kind of falls into the chair and then makes it look like he was leaning on it on purpose.
Anything else you guys want to do?
I want to run some experiments. I don't know if you want me to message you or just tell you now.
Oh yeah, no. Tell us what Esmond's doing.
Presumably, we're going to get a long rest, but before that, Esmond is going to. It's less of a test and more of just like general theory crafting. He is trying. He wants to try and determine if the oh my god, I lost the word. The undead what's his fuck that's been making all the creatures bigger. Whatever the verbiage is. Fabricator. Thank you, God. Esmond wants to determine that if the fabricator were to be eliminated, would their magic still maintain after they were destroyed, or would magic fade?
Roll Arcana or Investigation, your choice, because you did get some time with those runes on the body. Yeah, you feel pretty confident if the fabricator were to be eliminated, the benefits of his magic would cease to apply.
Cool. Yeah, and then I will take another short rest, and I'm actually going to try and I'm going to attune to Thedrian's rifle and his pistol, because I can't determine what they're actually capable of without doing that.
Okay, we'll begin doing that. Yeah, so let's do this. As you guys begin to settle in for the evening after quite the day, give me a little vignette of each of your characters that evening as you complete your long rest.
Esmond, oh god. All right, you. So you tell me if this is too much, because there's a lot that needs to get done. Vithedrian, Jesus. Esmond wants to attune to Vithedrian's rifle and pistol. He also wants to rebuild Typhon and put together another prosthetic hand if possible. You tell me what all I can or cannot do. he would have the parts, the necessary parts to put together another hand. But whether or not that, however much time that takes, that's up to you to determine.
Yeah, building a clockwork prosthetic is not a one-night thing. The other things you can do. You could begin the process of doing the prosthetic.
Then that is what he will do. The steel defender. The verbiage of the steel defender says that it can come back after a long rest. So I don't know how you want to.
It's however you want to flavor that.
Okay. Great. So yeah, in that case, Esmond will spend his time focusing on Fethedrian's items, looking over them, attuning to them, while simultaneously, as he's looking over them, he is slowly pulling out the parts and pieces of Typhon and putting that back together. And once it reaches a certain point, where he's able to essentially activate it so that it can begin operating on its own, he instructs it to begin putting itself together.
Oh, give us scenes instead of summaries. Like we're watching Esmond do these things.
At the table, Esmond has heaps and scraps of metal all over, doing his best to keep everything from getting into Araya's side of the room, but some stuff kind of rolls over there accidentally. He just kind of awkwardly walks over. I'm so sorry about that, and just picks up the few things, and then goes back to his desk. He's got the rifle and the pistol on the corner of the desk, and he's taking very intimate notes on those, trying to determine what it is that they are capable of beyond his own craftsmanship, while simultaneously, or I should say, on the other side of the table, he is putting Typhon back together. And after he's able to very awkwardly fit Typhon's headpieces back together on top of the chassis piece and connect that to an arm that he's able to begin functioning, he will use Shocking Grasp to essentially grant life back into the Steel Defender, so that its eyes will light up slightly, and Esmond will instruct it to begin mending itself. And so, in between him looking over Vithedrian's items, he's going back and he's touching up on Typhon where Typhon is missing, mending itself up, and just slowly that's getting brought back to life.
You spend some time studying that. The rifle. I'll give you some information.
Oh, and in the center of the table, he's also this has less focus. Clearly, he's also started trying to get a new prosthetic put together, but it's very difficult with only one hand, and also splitting his attention among two other projects at the same time that are very much more important to him. So he just keeps slipping up or forgetting to touch on it, going back and forth.
So Thadrian's clockwork rifle is a +2 magical rifle, just like the other one. So his is scoped. I can't remember if yours is or not.
So mine is not.
It has disadvantage on until you take the aim action. After you take you get the benefits of the aim action, so it changes from disadvantage to advantage. But once you move, it gains the disadvantage again. But the effective range is better. I'll give you the stats on that.
Please do. Same with the pistol.
The pistol is also a +2 magic item. and it does not have disadvantage when attacking at range when an enemy is within 5 feet of you. And I think he had 12 bullets. I can't remember if I already gave this to you or not.
Are they different bullets than from the rifle?
No, they're the same.
Then yes, you did give those to me. Yes, I'll double check and I'll fix anything if I need to.
All right. Who's next?
Don't everybody jump up at once.
Okay, fine.
I was literally just watching you guys do a cool scene. I was enjoying my popcorn.
We're just doing vignettes of your character as they do.
Salinger has.
So wait, your microphone's far away.
It sure is. Salinger has the suit of half plate spread out across the floor. The big, what was that metal called?
Dead forged.
Dead forged? Or dread forged?
Dead forged.
So he has the dread forged weapons and armor in front of him. And he's got his little notebook, writing a few things down, and I'm looking at them. Undead's one thing, these things are something else. There's something we're missing. I know there's something we're missing. Something more than just some necromancer. You don't turn metal into undead who was never alive. So where did you come from? He says, tapping on the side of that plate, holding the sword in his hand. There's another tear. Is there a rip under this town too? Is there really some other place where this? He kind of looks out a little bit of the boarded up window in the room that he's in. This is the norm and we're the rarity. Wraps it up in a blanket, ties it up. Wherever it is, certainly short on heroes. That's it.
Rhea has marked out her little space on the ground and folded her legs into a far more comfortable prayer pose and breathes herself into relaxation. A book laid before her that she no longer needs to glance at as she finds rest and relaxation, and also a sense of peace right up until some small bolt or bobbin has rolled over and hit her knee. And as apologizing profusely, she just kind of peeks one eye and is like, no, it's fine, it's fine. You should sleep, though. Sleep at the bed. I'm good here, though. And just kind of tries to find her center with comforting. Just, you could see maybe there's a little bit more of her not at peace, but like in peace with herself, like a a sense of balance that maybe was a bit missing after the last fight.
Casey is found kind of a secluded little corner of the water mill. Just kind of sitting up in a raised area. His feet are kicked up against a wall as he tosses a ball into the air. There's a few kind of lit candles along the wall there, and when the ball flies up, the shadow flies up against the wall and back down as he catches it. But the shadow of the ball has eyes and a grin on it as it flits up and down the wall. And he throws it up and catches it and says, I know, but I mean, you should have seen them. They were awesome. Like, Esmond just ran in there and Doc was right behind him, just running straight at this huge thing, and then it split in two. It was really cool. And Seifrid and Kabeth showed up. It was like just all, and Sal and Shalati were, right in there, just going to town on the thing like you'd expect. And yeah, they were all great. It just didn't work out for some reason. I don't know. And he pauses for a moment with the ball and the little eyes on the shadow of the wall. I'm gonna flick over to Casey and looks over at him and is like, no, I think you're right. I'm gonna have to get Peach to show me how she blew up that ceiling, because that was crazy. Yeah. And then he just continues tossing the ball up and down.
And Peach, give us actually a scene of you're the first one to wake up. So.
Just so you know, I'm also available to do some small scenes if anybody wants.
Oh, okay, awesome.
Oh. Well, Allie, do you want to do one now? Like Kabeth? Yeah.
Sorry, my dad was asking me about the pastries I left out to proof overnight. He's like, "Are you baking these?" And I'm like, "Tomorrow. They have to rest." COVID has not robbed me of all my taste buds, damn it.
Yeah, no, if you're here, yeah, do a scene. So everyone's basically settling in for the night. You're gonna finish a long rest.
Give me a little context. So last I remember, we were fighting in the basement against the zombie things. I was told that I carried Ez to safety, and then we retreated to a mill, which is where we currently are, yes?
Yeah, I think for the moment, we'll say Kabeth's been busy and will be informed of some more recent things the next day. But for right now, yeah, you guys fled through the town. You found this mill to hide out in, and you've been resting up and stuff like that, and helping Shalati.
Beth's around for conversation. Peach?
Oh, yeah, Peach is absolutely there. I thought I was still doing the morning scene. But no, Peach is absolutely, where does she find Kabeth?
I think Kveth kind of looks weary, and is maybe trudging away from, where she's leaving Shalati, doing something, and she's kind of rummaging in her pockets, and she pulls out, like, an empty leaf. She kind of tosses that aside, and you see her, like, reaching deeper, and she's like, no, and she's reaching on the other side, and she sees you, and she's like, Peach! Do you have any snacks?
Kabeth, what all are you looking for? You looking for snacks? Yeah, I've got
I mean, always.
Some snacks. Are you
I mean,
out somehow?
no,
Come
not
on.
out. I mean, my pockets are deep. Do you hear me? I sound so tired. I clearly am in need of sustenance.
Yeah, that a fight earlier was something else. I'm headed down to the kitchen. I'm gonna get things. I got some pastries proven overnight, and I'm gonna. I'm just kidding because I wanted to steal Allie's real life thing. Peach would not be able to do that. Uh, I'm getting a pot of Hakeem ready for 4 in the morning, and for whoever's got the night shifts on watch. I know Oraya's staying up, and she doesn't love the stuff, but sometimes it just feels like you need to make a pot of coffee, just for something to do. And I could
Mhm.
warm up some of the. I've got a couple meat tarts hanging out in the bag. They're a couple days old, but they should still be good.
That's never stopped me.
Yeah, come on down. Let's warm them up for you. How are you doing after that? You got hit pretty hard on the way out, right, Karen Esmond?
I don't know. Did I?
Did you? I also wasn't there. I didn't realize you were also absent last week, Allie. Sorry.
It's
You
fine.
have some dings in your armor. You'll be okay.
Uh,
Okay.
yeah, she kind of looks herself up and down. She's like, I mean, I need a snack. I need a nap. I gotta fix this armor. I've got some bruises, some cuts.
Oh,
It's fine. Ez took the brunt of it, unfortunately. I did my best but like when you're carrying someone, and then you have a hammer. It's really hard to to block the blow and not drop your friend.
oh no, you did amazing. I'm not saying
Yeah,
you didn't. You were s- incredible.
I gotta work out more. But thank you.
That was
Maybe do some
speaking
more
of.
laps.
So Peach is kind of looking at Kabeth's armor dings, and she kind of does like a little tut sound, and then says, "You know, Kabeth, I was wondering, when we do get back to Shep's End, or whenever we find a place that's suitable enough for it, if we, hopefully we'll go back to Shep's End. Could you maybe make something for Salinger that could, he tried to wear some of the armor that we, recovered earlier today, and it was a sight, but he always feels more confident when he, looks the part. Do you think maybe we
Oh,
could put that
sure.
project in the works?
Yeah, I mean, given enough time, I'd make something for all of you that suits you best. And I mean, if we have enough of a rest and uh, there's somewhere for me to do a little work, I could at least shine it up for him and make it fit him better. I've got the abilities. She kind of taps one of her side pockets. I've always got some tools to work with stuff, and every town usually has at least one blacksmith. So I'm sure we could scrounge up some things, a workspace if needed, but that requires safety from horrible creatures that are trying to eat us. And I just want to do the eating, and it's just
Oh,
I
yes,
miss
I was trying
safety.
to make Kibeth, I was giving you opportunity to talk about whatever you wanted to talk about. You can talk about the horrible things that almost ate us all if you want to. Go ahead, honey. I'll make you a pot of hooky.
I miss home. I want to go home. I mean, I know we're supposed to be helping people, but there seems to be no one, not enough. I, even helping one person is something, but I'm worried about everybody at home. You
And
know, it's not worth it to save a couple people here if we come back and our whole town is dead.
or if some of us get killed or bad hurt. I was thinking about that when we were all in that basement, how Esmond was so close to death so many times, and even Shalati was so badly hit that she fell unconscious. And I mean, and we're the best. I
Yeah,
don't want to sound like we're, sound pretentious or nothing, but we're the survivors of Shep's End, and we're the ones who are left to lead this, this,
yeah,
this. If something happens to us, what's going to happen to the people we left behind in Shep's, right?
exactly. And speaking of which, I know I'm pretty fast, but I I will never leave until I know all of my friends are out and safe. So we really need to talk to Casey about retreating the appropriate time for. Oh my. Honestly.
Yeah, Casey's been having some talks with people.
I'm sure that it has to do with showing off or something, and he's just too confident. I mean, I'd certainly have gotten braver by nature of all the things we've going through, but honestly, we need to retreat more often. Like we've had too many close calls lately, and we keep getting split up, and I don't know. One of these days, it's like fate's just gonna take one of us out.
I understand the worry there, Beth. I was talking to Sal about it a little bit earlier. I don't know what else we can do. We can't just give up. Even if Shep Sand is the only thing left, then we've got to fight for life itself, right?
Yeah.
I know you're speechless agreeing with me. Don't laugh too hard, Beth. It'll make you cough up a lung.
You're just taking the words right out of my mouth.
You should talk to Casey, though. I feel like he's got the charisma to get a lot done, but I don't know that he's the leadership type. And I don't know that that's necessarily you, but
No,
oh, then no, then okay, I will switch gears.
leadership? Me? No, I mean, I'm definitely someone who has lots of random knowledge of the things that I could potentially help with, and I'm strong, and I can run fast, and I can carry at least one of you at a time, if not two. Depends on the size of the person, but I feel confident, reasonably confident that well, no, I can get big now. I bet if I'm big, I could carry Sal. Yeah, we're gonna have to try this one day.
And
That'll be
also,
fun.
Quebec, your voice does carry weight with Casey. All right? Many of the rest of everyone doesn't want to make any conflict, doesn't want to say, though, yes, or steamroll by Casey's personality. You can stand up to him, so do it. Go wake him up now. Give him a piece of your mind.
Oh, no, no. We should all sleep when we can. I'm not gonna wake him up now. It can wait till morning. Besides, I heard there were meat pies, and she kind of winks at Peach.
Oh, yeah. Peach had been kind of in the background heating little things up over like little camp stove in the kitchen.
Yeah,
Hello.
Quebec is kind of like, are those, are those ready? Are they hot? They don't have to be hot for, as long as it's not cold. Well, I would eat it cold. It doesn't really matter.
Yeah, it's fine. And then Peach sort of passes a quick hand over it, and it seems not only is the pie kind of plumper, but the steam is rising from it more steadily now. It just looks better to eat. And then Peach passes it over to Quebec, goes, with the patented Wanderlust spice. Enjoy. She just prestidigitated it to make it taste better and look better and be hotter.
Quebec kind of like smiles and digs, fork in and takes a bite. She's like, tastes like home.
Which, as you watch Beth eat this meat pie, where'd the meat come from?
It's, Orinoco jerky, but Peach didn't say that. She said meat pie. Probably tastes like chicken.
Oh, what a good save. Not that it would stop Quebec.
Few things would. Living up to the goat stereotype of just eating anything.
Allie, I thought of you today because Teddy took a can out of the trash and took a bite of the edge. And I was like, oh, he's a little satyr boy.
Wow. That's so nice to hear. You thought of me while your child tried to eat trash. Honored.
As the night passes, you all complete a long rest.
Spells!
The next morning, Esmond, you've woken up. we'll say, yeah, you're back to work doing the research. Working with bits of metal and glass, ledgers of notes and information. More than likely, the others are still asleep. You feel like you got up a little early. The nights are so short now. It's always daylight when you wake up. You, as you sit there working, you start to hear a soft glass clinking sound, like when one of the windmills was sort of off its kilter and started shaking. Back in Shep's End, it would make some things in your laboratory shake. You realize the vials on the table in front of you are shaking, and then it becomes strong enough to you start to see ripples in some of the samples, and then you can feel it in the top of the table in front of you.
This was the space I was sharing with Araya. Is this where she slept as well?
She is kind of tipped over, having fallen asleep meditating, kind of tipped over to the side of the bed.
Immediately rush over to make sure that, firstly, nothing is landing or crashing on her, but then also kind of like and just like very roughly, Rhea.
Not a zombie, okay.
You hold, some of the vials to stop them from shaking or falling over. You stop a beaker from falling over. You kind of wake up and you feel shift of the ground beneath your feet. Both of you, and probably everyone, you hear a loud bass tone fill the air. It's the same that you heard back in Shepherd's End, almost more than 6 months ago now. Glancing out through the window, you see a ripple go through the clouds as the strange colors and smears of the sunrise paint the undersides of them. All of you feel the ground beneath you begin to shake and then jerks, and then as though a great pressure was released, there's a snapping sound that shakes the ground, cracks the windows. Dust and debris begins to fall from the ceiling overhead. You hear an enormous noise outside, a shattering of wood, the grinding of the earth itself. Everybody make a dexterity saving throw.
I wake up bad. Rhea is not a morning person.
Neither is
Esmond.
Esmond.
No,
Jesus.
Esmond!
Esmond wakes up worse.
No. You have...
I'm keeping it. Oh, no, wait a second. No, we have inspiration.
Yes, we do.
I will use my inspiration.
Please, because a critical failure? For what? For this? For this?
It's not critical failure this time.
With 13. Does anyone else want to re-roll before we continue?
Do I need to roll for Typhon?
No. Any other re-rolls? Alright.
I don't have a lot of luck with Dex. I'm just gonna... I'm gonna accept my 7.
Okay.
Shit. But in your ass, I so insisted on this. Maybe I should use my inspiration.
Up to you.
I'm keeping mine. It's not a critical failure. I'll fail, but I'm not going to critically fail at least.
But I'm the only one under 10. I feel... precarious? Nope. Just gonna... No, but I feel
Just
bad.
imagine what the worst thing that could happen is.
The earth splits beneath my feet and I fall into it. Is what my head's going for. So maybe I just okay. My inspiration
worry.
is gone now. I'm
Don't
gonna
worry, you and I are
reroll.
in the we're in the same room. I got
Yay!
you.
Yep. Yeah. No, I'm rerolling. Fuck that. All right. You know, you and I are in the same range. 13, 14. We're in this together.
There's a shattering of glass, a splinting of wood. All of you are thrown as the ground beneath you just jerks suddenly to the right. A big beam, 5 inches of wood on either side, comes down right at Araya. But miraculously, she seems to almost randomly stumble out of the way just in time as it smashes part of the table, sending some of the things you're working on scattering to the ground, but not so much destroying them. The rumbling continues for moments more before it begins to subside. But as you can still hear the clattering as debris continues to land all around for moments after this initial shock that's thrown you to the ground.
That was bigger. That was different.
That was different. Grab your things. Let's head downstairs now.
We're on the first floor. This is the first floor.
Then we're on the second floor.
First floor.
I hopped out a window. Out of this room. Hopped it into the snow. Cannon. First floor.
Grab your things. Let's find everyone else.
Yeah. Oh,
Canonically,
I was gonna
Array's-
eat that.
Array, your room is on the first floor, as his lab is on the second. You fell asleep in his lap.
No. He noodled into like my office. I don't. Yes. That was where I was laying down.
As they
She grabs her pack and
as they come out from the room they had been set up in, all the rest of you are probably picking yourselves up from the ground or moving some light debris off of where it's fallen on top of you. Everyone made their saves, so nobody's terribly hurt. Good.
Is that one of us?
No.
I
It's
don't
like
think so.
it's like when the tower, when things went wrong. So it means something's definitely going to go wrong.
Was it the big guy from, like, the turtle guy?
No, the sky and the earth.
You can see the barricade on the northern door of the mill has been cracked. The door's still closed, but it's sort of partly off its hinge.
We better move then.
What's the plan? Do we want to try and hunker down, or do we need to run out?
Last
Well-
time. Well, no, it was just last time. It's gonna be worse.
What do you mean?
When the sky changed colors, when the earth shook, that's when the jellies were in a town. It's gonna be worse.
Or it might be something far away and we're feeling an aftershock. We need to get somewhere where we can see better.
Okay. I'm gonna go first, invisibly, and take a look, okay? Just a look. I'm not gonna do anything.
Yeah,
Waiting,
we'll
popping up.
gather up here. If you want to do a quick scout.
What's it look like as you use your invisibility?
She sort of twists the ring around her finger just a little nervously, and wills it to envelop her in the shadows that seem to creep up from every single corner of the room until she's vanished from sight.
The sounds around you become muffled. almost feels as though you can hear your own heartbeat. There's cotton in your ears as you slip out through the crack in the northern barricade. You can see that there are rises of plumes of dust all around. It looks as though the larger, taller buildings in Merewood, a lot of them have collapsed, fallen over. You can see that one of the cranes has fallen over, but more distinctly, the ground itself, basically right through the middle of town, has been sheared upward on one side, as though just cut right through the middle of town for miles. The earth has broken away and jutted upward, 35 feet in the air, like a jagged break across the land. The river is pouring down in a waterfall into the path that it took before. There is the stirring and the groaning, crying of the undead all around.
She sort of stumbles back into the mill and reappears and describes much of what you had described, but it's the earth. It's split through town. I don't know what it means, but I don't know what it means.
It means that the undead are going to be active now, so we need to determine what our next move is. We need to decide if we're going to stay here or if we need to maneuver and try to escape town or find another place in town to hide in.
The aquifer might be above ground now.
Or we might have a route to go down to it. I think we get towards that fissure, that might be our way out.
That's terrifying.
What
Mhm.
aquifer? What are you guys talking about?
Oh, the well. It was corrupted. Araya can purify it. We'll get there.
I can, huh?
Chris, can I roll my nature out of curiosity to see?
Sure. Regarding what?
I wasn't part of that. Like, Kebeth wasn't there for the aquifer discussion and the well and everything.
Okay. What are you trying to determine with nature?
In character knowledge of what a well is.
Oh, okay.
I don't know anything more about it. I will not say anything.
Okay.
None of us knew anything about the well. The only person who paid attention that day was Salinger.
Player character me has other ideas, but Beth doesn't know nothing.
No, Casey knew it quite well.
Well, actually,
Yeah, that's what we were doing during well education day. Gilgain's trying to get us to actually pay attention, and we're just cracking well puns in the background, and Salinger's taking notes.
Yeah, he knew a whole lot about it.
Well, I think we should try to run while we can. We don't want to get stuck here surrounded by tons and tons of undead that we can't possibly fight. Might as well get an opportunity while we can to book it out of here.
It's either we flee town or we head towards where the town has been cut, and
let's do the most good. Let's do the most good. Let's do the small bit of good we know we can do, and then.
Do you think we have time?
Time?
They swarm around us?
They don't know we're here. I think that they were just as surprised by the earth slicing and shearing as we were.
Okay, well then if we can do that bit of good really quick, then let's do that. But then let's get the heck out of here before we die here. You know, our we don't know what's going on back at home. It's not like the earth moving here is gonna not happen at all by home. So we should, you know, make sure our people are okay too. And we have a long journey back.
The most good, though. If I can help, it's just that the water might be the source of spreading the undead plague, and It could go
Okay.
anywhere. That could be going. It could be.
Also, remember there's a whole horde of angry kobolds living under our town, and if they got uprooted by a earth shake,
We have a
don't-
pact,
Yeah,
and this wasn't
might-
our doing.
but they don't know that. They can't not blame us for it.
They can't blame us on an earthquake.
Anyone
That's
looking to
absolutely
start a conflict can use any excuse they want, and without any evidence of us they don't have evidence of us not doing it, so they could say that we did. I don't know. I'm just worried. Let's just go.
You see Salinger like raising it.
Didn't you say that split looked like miles long? And then out of character, this town isn't miles wide, is it?
No.
I really think that splits a path out of here. Clearer than running through the streets that we don't know that well with, frankly, this mediocre map. No offense, he says as if speaking out to,
John.
Yeah, Jordan.
They were just kids. They tried their best. I've never tried to draw a map.
Okay, fine. Let's do that. Sal has a good point. Regardless of whether or not we decide to try and purify the water, it at least provides us an opportunity to get out of town. Potentially the safest way, despite the circumstances. Let's go.
Yes. Is that a meat
Peace.
pie?
As you guys move out through the broken barricade that had been sealing the doors, you see the plumes of dust rising. Toward the north and the west, you see the enormous, almost seems like slow motion, as the rock face of one of the mountains snaps off and begins to fall into a landslide. It's far in the north, away from you. The section of the fissure that you're on is the part that's raised, but you can see the drop off toward the east. The fissure, it's the I should say the separation runs north to south through the town. You can see like the edge of one of the buildings. It's only half of it was sheared away. It sort of one of them crumbles and kind of falls off the side of the cliff down to the section below.
Okay, if we're gonna do this, everyone keep a rag. Try and cover your nose and mouth. Try not to breathe in any of the dust if possible. Let's just go, I guess.
Where are you guys going?
Kind of towards town. The center of town. The aquifer.
So the well is back towards the east at the first section of shops that you guys had found. The sheared rock face runs north to south through the town. You guys are currently on the western side of town.
So maybe just the first intersection point that we could hit as a straight shot with the shear?
Yeah, that would be the shear.
So heading in that direction, then we'll hit intersection.
Sounds good. Yeah, you guys begin. Any preparations you make as you guys begin to move eastward through the town, the sound of the groans of the undead all around you in the strange colored morning.
Casey does grin at Araya when she said, "We got to do the most good." Just moments ago, but he sits back and kind of prepares himself to follow the crew swiftly. But I myself have to jump off here. So,
See you.
have fun storming the castle.
I'm sure it's gonna go smoothly.
I have an 11 o'clock cutoff myself.
We'll be done.
As if to banish the shadows from her invisibility, Araya sort of like imbues herself with an armor of crystallizing light before stepping out. It's her armor of light. And I need to use the restroom.
Sal does two quick preparation things. wraps a scarf around his mouth, ties it in such a way that he's not going to be able to dust and debris, and tucks Poppy with just her head poking out into the backpack to make sure that we don't get separated. And so she can bite things if they try to approach my neck.
If we have like a full minute to spare, Esmond will cast Gift of Alacrity on himself.
Okay. Yeah, you can kind of do that as you're moving.
I don't have anything particularly to prepare.
All right. Well, we'll take a 5-minute break.
Sounds good.
As you cover your mouths, move out from the shattered door of the mill, moving toward the east. The plumes of dust are spreading all around you, but before they do, please roll a perception check for me.
Great.
I keep rolling so low.
22 from Esmond, 21 from Peach.
What are you talking about?
I rolled an 11.
Don't even start with me.
I rolled terribly.
I rolled a 7.
Just when you think about
That's some
Sorry.
horseshit. You're 22. Jesus Christ.
She's getting in character with snacks. She needed a moment.
I have a cough drop. I'm looking through my rules because I know I have advantage on something specific. Okay, not this thing. That's a 17.
I'm going to say Esmond then. As you guys are moving out toward the east, something catches your eye. It's really subtle at first, hard to pick out among all the chaos and debris. Some things are obvious. The bridge that was downriver for you has been destroyed. The river's pouring off into a waterfall into what is the section beneath now. Buildings have crumpled all around you, but you glance upward, and what you see is cracks across the sky, like broken glass.
Esmond will continue running, but everyone will notice that he kind of his pace slows down and he kind of comes to a halt, and he's just staring straight up.
Esmond starts
What
to
is it?
drag back behind you.
There's a
Yes, keep up.
No, Esmond starts to fall behind.
Yeah, hey, what?
What?
I mean, Esmond's just staring straight up.
Snap out of it. What are you even looking at? And he'll stare up too.
As you look up, maybe in the midst of what you're saying, you realize what Esmond's looking at.
DM, it's not familiar. It doesn't look like the tears in reality that we saw back near Shepherd's End, do they?
It's kind of reminiscent of that, actually.
Oh fuck, that was in character. Oh fuck. Okay, we got just everyone keep running. Just keep an eye out for any tears that open up around us.
Should we hold hands just in case?
Araya will grab your hand, but she'll slow you down. So you can choose to take it or not at your own will.
If you're going too slow, she'll just scoop you up. She's like, "May I?" And she offers to like scoop you into her arms.
Do we have enough rope to tie ourselves together?
I have rope. I mean, how close do you want to be to the person next to you if we tied it?
I would say within
Just hold
5.
on to. Y'all need to hold on to loops of the same rope like toddlers.
Yeah, like we can make the
do
little, like,
not ask Esmond to hold on to something for his life. Are you out of your mind?
All right, so we tie it to Esmond, and then the rest of us hold on.
Yeah, you're in the midst of tying this rope. You see that the destroyed bridge farther downriver from you, a section of it that was hanging, breaks and falls off. You hear the impact on the ground below. You see another section of another building collapse into a plume of dust. Before too long, you've done whatever you're doing with the rope, and you continue moving to the east, getting to the edge of the shear. You're elevated up 35 feet in the air now. You can see sort of you've got a better perspective across the town. You see lots of buildings have collapsed, but near the heart of the town, where one of the well, you're looking almost straight down on it. Actually, one of the cranes is miraculously still standing. You see the convergence of all the train lines that come to the station here. You see you catch it immediately. The movement of the beast, its white, almost stony carapace, large body, carvings of black in bands of armor, shell, necrotized, parts of it rotting in death, but enormous. You see it smashes through the building, agitated by what's been going on. You can see dead swarming in the streets. Looking down on it all, water's loudly pouring off in the waterfall just off to your right.
I maintain what I said. We should go. We need to run away. She kind of eyeballs Casey, and she's like, "We are not engaging."
And now that you're seeing the creature clearly, if you guys know what a bullet looks like, that's what it is.
Like a what is?
Oh, sorry, what?
A bullet.
Oh, what a what?
It's a classic D&D thing. Don't worry about it. Think of an armadillo, a white armadillo.
Except its mouth is scarier.
Yeah.
And its forehead is more intimidating.
Oh God!
Share with the class?
I'll share. While we're running, Esmond is going to reach into his satchel and he's going to activate the door jam and just set it to begin charging.
That's good. So you guys have reached the sheer of the cliff now. It's a 35-foot drop down to the level beneath. There is probably a 5-foot fissure that just goes down into darkness.
We're not going down there, right? Like we should not go into the dark place. I don't like the dark that much, and also bad things have been down in the dark every time we've gone down in the dark. So how about we don't go in the dark this time?
Might be our best way out. Surface is collapsing around us everywhere. There might be a path through.
Jellies,
Rivers.
kobolds, God knows what else.
Swarming
being
surface
crushed
covered in
like
undead.
falling stone. The whole world's crumbling down around us. Why would we go underground?
Giant armadillo monster, cracks in the sky. It's all terrible, Quebec.
Could have just stayed home.
But we didn't, and here we are. We're going to jump down a hole. We're going to run through the collapsing city.
I vote city.
How about hole? Next.
I'll follow you anywhere, Sal. I'll jump down that hole with you.
Everyone just say bundle together. I can make sure that we don't impact and die at the very least.
You hear a scream from farther west down the river.
Like a person scream or a zombie scream?
Zombie scream.
Question, is running in the other direction an option? Like just turning back around and going the opposite way?
Like riding into the west? Yeah, you could totally could. I mean, you can go anywhere you want.
Guys, we don't have to do either. We can just go around. We can go way around that to a place where it's not high probability being crushed to death.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, for clarity, as you stand here at the sort of the sheer where the edge of a cliff, it goes north and south as far as you can see.
Sure. But the armadillo's only in one visible area.
Yeah, I'm just talking about the sheer.
You guys still want to jump down a hole? I don't want to jump down the hole.
If we leave the zombie water untreated, there is a chance that the zombie water spreads beyond that all of Lux. All of
Alright.
Lux.
I'm not sure we're gonna make it out alive.
It's just 35 feet.
For the record, I didn't want to jump. I wanted to climb.
Oh, your microphone's fine.
For the record, I didn't want to jump. I wanted to climb.
Descend. I amend my thing to descending into the hole instead of jumping.
It just made me sound unnecessarily reckless, and I wanted to clarify that for everyone.
Good. Kabeth looks at Ez. What do you want to do?
Where are we in relation in the town? DM, remind me.
You have moved east of the mill. You're on an elevated position looking down on the eastern section of the town, so you're on the high part. You're basically kind of in the middle, but just north of the river. So, yeah, south of you, but down a level, is the center of like the town with the beast and stuff like that.
Oh, okay. No, we don't. We want to avoid the beast. No, we should keep running perpendicular with the crack.
North would take you away from the beast.
If we continue north, we can circle back around to get to the well, or get to another well and purify that. But either way, we do not need to be getting caught up with that monster over there.
Agreed on all fronts. Avoid giant monster.
All right, let's keep moving then.
All right, you could begin moving north along the fissure. As you're moving that way, there are plumes of dust, but occasional places where the wind is blowing it bare. You hear occasional screams as zombies catch sight of you as you're moving north. Everything they seem scattered, agitated. There's so much noise and chaos that they're not moving in sort of unison in packs and hordes like you've seen them when it's so quiet that it's easy to hunt something. Buildings are collapsing all around, and a lot of it's covering your movements, but occasionally zombies come running or dashing at you. So as you guys move north, that'll take you, we'll say, still on the upper portion, but will essentially take you parallel to where you need to go to get to the shops and stuff like that. Give me a quick scene as you are fighting off, for each of you, fighting off the occasional zombies that are running towards you, or coming out of the dust around corner buildings, or jumping off from the balconies above you.
Since we're tied up with rope as well, Esmond is shooting off firebolts as often as he can, but he has left Typhon not tied to the rope so that it can run and catch things that come charging at them before he has a chance to react and shoot another firebolt off.
Sal is using prayers, previously known as Saloisa's spear, previously probably known as something else, and is skewering zombies as he runs past, but then slamming them into debris to bludgeon them into bits as they keep going. Yeah. And like kebabs, but more violent.
Peach is not usually one for fighting, but she does just fine when she has to. She's moving quickly through the zombies that get near her. She has her mom's rapier in one hand, and in the other one, she is wielding that pair of silver shears that she won ages ago from that sheep riding contest. And every now and then, she hits one of the zombies with both a blade and a cutting remark that gives him a disadvantage as I keep throwing out vicious mockery as well.
Keep out the Rhea.
I had Araya in my arms. Do you think she'd want to stay there through this, or
She'll just have resort, like, as we come into contact with things, you can't move as fast anyway.
actually you can't slow me down?
I'm gonna snipe from over your shoulder at anything that dares sneak up behind you. Small bolts of radiant magic hurled from her fingers, but always conserving something more for later. So worried about the predicament we'd been in before.
You feel yourself rise up and get more of a bird's eye view as Kabeth becomes large, and so her shoulder becomes broader, and you have more space to kind of lean over her. And she's just sort of jogging along, and she's swinging her hammer, knocking zombies out of the way. Maybe not like killing them, but at least keeping them at bay enough for them to travel safely through.
Yeah, occasionally a zombie gets batted through the air, flying, smashing into the side of a building as you guys move. Right here at 11. So as you guys move north along the sheer, you come to the point where you would be perpendicular with the traveler's district and the well that you're trying to reach. You could continue north, which would take you all the way out of the town, or you could descend down the cliff face and head east, which would take you to the place that it sounded like you were trying to go. So that's where we will end for tonight, unless you guys got something particular and quick you want to do right here, because it's right below.
Suppose we should wait to commit everybody else to descend into subterranean horrors instead of just doing it at the end of a session.
Yeah, and if you looking down the sheer, straight down it, there's a gap of fissure that just is down.
I'm guessing there's so much dust and debris we can't see anything when we look over the edge, really.
It's just dark, deep. So, I'll explain. Trying to think of that. So imagine the high side of a cliff face, right? When you get down to where it would hit the ground, there's like a gap that just descends down into the earth.
Yeah, I was picturing like a seawall when diving, because it's just like a sheer, straight down slice.
Yeah, very much like that.
Okay.
All right, folks, this was an awesome game, but I gotta run. Bye, everybody. See y'all next week. And Patrick, feel better quickly. Hope that morphine is treating you very well, my friend. Good night, everybody.
Night, Kate.
Night. Good session.
Yeah, it was fun.
Good job, guys.
I'm glad I rallied just in time to enter in for that lab scene with Araya and Ez. That was cute. I was like, oh, perfect timing. Yes.
That was fun. I got to do things.